the provisions in the budget do not match the expenditure, and it is clearly the reason why, Mr. Speaker, this is important.
You may continue.
That's the point of argument. There is no point of order. It's a point of debate. It's no point of order. And I believe that people should learn the rules in this house. The Speaker, now it's now being conceded that these expenditures are covered in the appendices of the budget. The Speaker, our orders provide in order 67H, and this is an inquiry that is being sought. 67H provides 1H, Speaker, that questions must comply with the following conditions. H says, a question shall not be asked, the answer to which is readily available in official publications. Mr. Speaker, somebody is asking whether this is a question. What do you understand by a question? What do you understand by a question? Let me avert his mind to the meaning of question. You think that question is just when the person comes to stand here to answer questions? Mr. Speaker, question for his elucidation means except in respect of person, time, or period, or a question of privileges, it means a proposal presented to Parliament or committee thereof by the Speaker or Chairman of the committee for consideration and decision and disposal in a matter. A motion in this regard is a question, if you don't know. So, Mr. Speaker, you see, people don't even appreciate the standing of this. They don't even appreciate it. Mr. Speaker, so the answer to this exists in official publications. And Mr. Speaker, as I was saying, the budget is an official publication. So this is an abuse of our processes because the answer that you seek already exists in the official publication, which is the budget. Mr. Speaker, I mean to how many people read the budget. You are required to read the budget. It's an official publication. It's your charge. It's your charge. So if you don't read it, then you come and say, "Oh, the information provided is inadequate." My goodness, Mr. Speaker. Now, why should the committee be chaired by the minority member in Parliament? Why? My colleague read Article 103(5). And also our standing orders, which provides that in constituting committees, the numerical strength of the caucuses should reflect. Why are you saying that it should be for what reason? And that's why you suggested that because of the construct of the Public Accounts Committee, we should let this committee, that is if what is the strength of the caucuses? The strength of the caucuses, if anybody likes it or not, is 138,137. That's the strength of the caucuses. What is the numerical strength of the members in this house? What's the numerical strength? Is it 137 plus 137? There's 274. No, so what is it? We're talking about the caucuses. Mr. Speaker, in every parliament, the majority is determined by the strength of caucuses, not just political parties. And I thought that is very rudimentary. That is very rudimentary. Mr. Speaker, the
Auditor General's report for 2020.
Mr. Speaker, then because they are talking about Article 187, the minority leader was at pains to read the imperatives of Article 187. Mr. Speaker, let him read Article 187. And he stopped. I don't want to believe that it was deliberate. He stopped at 187.6. 107.5. Mr. Speaker, now let's read 5 and 7. Why did you omit 1876. Why did you omit that? Why did you omit that? Mr. Speaker, let me read 1876 for him. It says, Parliament shall debate the report of the Auditor General and appoint, when necessary, in the public interest, a committee to deal with any matters arising from it. For now, the Public Accounts Committee, the report has come to Parliament. Mr. Speaker, it is for the committee to interrogate it and bring their response to Parliament. Mr. Speaker, is this motion intended? Is it intended to jumpstart the imperatives of Article 187?
Hold on. Yes, Honorable Deputy Leader, are you on the point?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader is mentioning a report that is before the Public Accounts Committee. Mr. Speaker, there is no report on COVID-related expenditure before the Public Accounts Committee. So you should not mention Public Accounts Committee because there is no report before us. There is no report on COVID-related expenditure before the committee. So let me draw your attention to it so you correct yourself. Meanwhile, what we are asking for is not an audit. We don't have the power to audit. We are power of an inquiry. You should understand the word inquiry, not audit. When the Public Accounts Committee, the Auditor General under Article 187 has the power to audit. You did audit for her. Look at the text of the motion.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker,
Not do inquiry.
the charge of the Public Accounts Committee and indeed of the Auditor General is set out in Article 187. And it relates to auditing ministries, departments, agencies, including what is omitted, constitutional creatures. That will include Parliament and the judiciary. It includes the constitutional creatures like Electoral Commission, NCC, and all those commissions. That is not even explicit in the Constitution. But the Auditor General has the responsibility to audit the accounts in whatever way these expenditures have been, Mr. Speaker, done, and report to Parliament. After the reports have come to Parliament and we have interrogated saying, if there are any malfeasances that we establish, then we establish a committee to deal with it. For now, we have not even done that. For now, this Parliament has not even done that. What's the intent of this? To jumpstart the imperatives of Article 1876. Is that what you intend to do? To undermine the constitutional imperative? To undermine the constitutional imperative? Mr. Speaker, and that is why I'm saying that this really has the purpose of mischief. Other than that, Mr. Speaker, I can't really understand this. I can't understand this. So, Mr. Speaker, mind it about this. I said, where we are, a plenary objection has been raised. We need a ruling from you. Mr. Speaker, and for accountability and transparency, it is what this House must stand for. Mr. Speaker, but it must not be done using unorthodox means. It must not be done using unorthodox means. That's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of this motion. Resorting to unorthodox and partisanship, extreme partisanship. That will not be tolerated in this House. In that regard, I come back, I recline to the position advocated by the Deputy Majority Leader. This House is governed by rules and laws. The Speaker, we are appealing to the application of the law, not unorthodox and extreme partisanship. That's it. They are extreme partisanship. They are raising 2024. The Speaker, this dress rehearsal for 2024. This dress rehearsal for 2024. For the years ahead, then we know. You will not, it cannot be entertained in this House. At all. The Speaker, I invite you to rule on the primary. Yes, to rule on the acceptability of the motion. That's because that's where we are. I thank you very much.
Yeah. Honourable members, I've been invited to rule on the preliminary objection raised by the Deputy Majority Leader. If I understand the preliminary objection correctly, it seems to suggest that the motion ought not have been admitted. Therefore, it questions the propriety of the motion before the House. And in presenting the preliminary objection, the honourable member draws the House's attention to the constitutional imperatives. Now, let me start by looking at the motion itself. The motion before the House is numbered item 21, and it reads that this Honourable House constitutes a bipartisan parliamentary committee chaired by a member of the Minority Caucus to inquire into the expenditures made by Ghana government in relation to COVID-19 since the outbreak of the pandemic in the year 2020. So I would have thought that for a bipartisan committee, or by whatever name we call it, we will be referring to Order 191, a special or ad hoc committees, since a bipartisan committee is neither a select committee or a standing committee. So let me read Order 191 for our guidance. The House may at any time, by motion, appoint special or ad hoc committee to investigate any matter of public importance, to consider any bill that does not come under the jurisdiction of any of the standing or select committees of the House. A matter of public importance or a bill which does not come under the jurisdiction of any of the standing or select committees of the House. And I think that should be the guiding principle. The matters that we are called upon to set a committee to investigate, can we say they do not come under any of the select or standing committees of the House? In my view, it falls squarely within the Public Accounts Committee. And indeed, all the committees of the House, including the Public Accounts Committee, are bipartisan. And the Public Accounts Committee, by nature, is designed to be chaired by the minority. So in all its forms, all the questions related to the Public Accounts Committee, if it is minded to investigate anything related to the COVID expenditure, it fully stays with the authority and the power to investigate that, particularly because all the accounting of it have been provided for in the budget, which budget has been presented before the House, and it is before the committee anyway. My view is that this motion ought not to have been admitted and is improperly before the House, as so rule. Yes, Honorable.
Don't worry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Don't speak for me.
Mr. Speaker, what we have done is to simply say that our Standing Order 79, where the powers rest of Mr. Speaker about the admissibility of motions, is being overruled by you sitting in the chair. Is that why you are saying that after a motion has been debated, it will not be put to question? Well, there will be interesting days ahead of us. Since this is your understanding of how, after a motion has been debated, questions will not be called for, but Speaker can rule to push that motion off the floor when 79 has been duly used to admit it. I think posterity will judge this your ruling. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in your ruling, you mentioned that this is what the motion is seeking to do is something that falls squarely under the Public Accounts Committee. That the Public Accounts Committee can do the investigation. So, I just want to be clear in my mind that that is the position that you use to rule on the motion. If that is the case, I want to be clear so that if I take action as the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, nobody comes back to challenge me. Thank you.
Honorable Member, the answer will come. You have the exact words and you can use it as pleases you. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Deputy Leader.
I just want the clarification that that is what you meant. Thank you.
Yes,
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the rule is that you can't place something on nothing. The Public Account Committee, before it is seized with any jurisdiction, would have received the Auditor General's report. So you definitely will receive report regarding general expenditure for you to take action. Mr. Speaker, we thank you for your ruling. God bless you. Mr. Speaker, may you have a long life.
Can we go to the next item, please? Having done with the motion, what next?
Statement. Mr. Speaker, statement. Mr. Speaker, statement.
Very well. Honourable members, statements. There are a number of statements before me. The first one to be taken is a statement by the Honourable Member for Clotte constituency, Honourable Dr. Zanito Ajman Rollins. You may read your statement, please. Honourable Dr. Zanito Ajman Rollins, you may read your statement. Honourable Second Deputy Speaker to take the chair. Honourable members, order while the honourable member reads a statement. Honourable Zanito, are you ready to read your statement?
Right, Honourable Speaker, if I could crave your indulgence to grant me a few minutes to actually get the hard copies of the statement to be distributed. Thank you.